long before the rise of Renaissance Europe, before the printing presses of minds, before the lecture halls of University of Oxford, filled with scholars in robes, Timbuktu was already alive. Alive with thought, alive with ink, alive with power. The story begins in the 14th century, under the reign of a man whose wealth became legend, Mansa Musa. In 1324, he set out on a pilgrimage to Mecca that would echo across continents. His caravan stretched for miles, thousands of attendants, camels carrying gold in such abundance that when he passed through Cairo, the sudden flood of wealth disrupted the economy for years. But Mansa Musa's greatest investment was not gold, it was knowledge. When he returned, he did not simply build mosques, he built institutions. He transformed Timbuktu into a beacon, inviting scholars, architects, and thinkers from across the Islamic world. Among them was Abu Ishaq al-Sahili, who helped shape the city's intellectual and architectural identity. And at the heart of it all rose a place that would become legend, Sankore University. But Sankore was not a university in the way the modern world understands it. There were no centralized campuses, no rigid admission systems. Instead, Timbuktu itself was the university. Scholars taught in courtyards, mosques, and private homes. Students traveled across deserts and empires, seeking out teachers whose reputations were carried by word of mouth. At its height in the 15th and 16th centuries, Timbuktu held tens of thousands of students, a staggering number for its time. While Europe struggled through the late Middle Ages, plagued by events like the Black Death and slow recoveries from feudal fragmentation, Timbuktu thrived as a center of structured learning and intellectual exchange. And what did they study? Everything. Astronomy, to map the stars above the desert skies. Medicine, recorded in manuscripts that describe treatments and surgical practices. Law, grounded in Islamic jurisprudence, but adapted to African realities. Mathematics, literature, philosophy. Entire libraries of human thought, written by hand, preserved in leather-bound volumes. Families in Timbuktu passed down these manuscripts as treasures, some containing marginal notes from generations of scholars. Knowledge was not consumed, it was inherited. Among the towering figures of this golden age was Ahmad Baba. Born in 1556, Ahmad Baba would become one of the most prolific scholars of the city, authoring dozens of works and building a personal library of over 1,600 books. His writings explored law, theology, and the ethics of knowledge itself. He once wrote about the value of learning in a way that still echoes. Knowledge is the best of possessions. It protects you while you sleep. Students came from as far as Morocco, Egypt, and Songhai Empire territories, drawn not by conquest, but by curiosity. This was African power in a form often ignored, intellectual sovereignty. And while Timbuktu flourished, the rest of the world was changing. In Europe, the Renaissance was beginning to stir in cities like Florence. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci were sketching inventions and painting masterpieces. Universities were growing, but still limited in access and scope. Meanwhile, Timbuktu had already built a culture where scholarship was integrated into daily life. Literacy, particularly among the scholarly class, was widespread. Books were bought, sold, copied, and debated. Some historians even note that in Timbuktu, books were among the most valuable commodities in the marketplace, sometimes worth more than gold. But no golden age is immune to time. And Timbuktu's decline did not come all at once. It came like a slow eclipse. In 1591,